And we are live.
Hello, world.
Hold on, Christine. Hold on. Let me see. I had to remove something else. So sorry. Um, there. So you said hello to the world at the
Yes.
okay. We have someone watching with us. We have Curtis who said he's so excited.
Oh, wow. Hi, Curtis.
How you doing?
That helps a great deal. So we'll give it some more time for some others to come in and join us because you all have such rich content to share. I do not want folks to miss it. Okay.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. So let me just start off here. How are you all doing?
We're great.
We're good.
We're good.
Just been really busy with everything in the business, but we're doing great.
Okay.
Just growing each
Yeah,
day,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
getting orders ready. Even working on the next business.
Right.
Wow.
Just
Yeah, we're trying to do multiple things
trying
at
to be
once.
a serial entrepreneur.
Right.
Serial entrepreneur. I like that because apparently it sounds like the two of you have no intentions on working for anyone else.
No, absolutely not. No, I
Yeah,
think that's the whole
that's
goal
the
and plan.
motivation.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to not work for someone else when I feel like we have so much potential between the both of us that I feel like it's wasted every day at someone else's job when we know what we can do as a team.
Wow. I
And
love that.
I'm not knocking any 9 to 5 because that's what we've done
Right.
for years.
Right.
But every 9 to 5 that we have done, every job that we have done, it's just been. I just feel like it's been a waste of time doing
It
the
has
same
been.
thing
Yeah.
every day. Companies that don't want to grow
Mm-hmm.
or don't want to listen to you, they like doing the things the same wrong way every day, even if you
Right.
introduce new ways and new ideas of how they can grow, because they're happy with their paycheck and they're
Mm-hmm.
fine doing it the same way every day. So
Right.
it doesn't matter how much more work you have to do.
Right. And I feel like especially when you work for companies and being how we are, like we're very like we have a very strong work ethic, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like a lot of companies don't appreciate really good employees,
I
and
think
then the people that you work around or work with, they don't work as hard as you, so it's just like it's almost like you get spread so thin every day,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just you're not being
I think
appreciated.
our problem is we expect what we give,
Right.
and that's the problem because companies or even coworkers don't work the way we work.
Right.
So we expect them to do. We expect a coworker that's getting hired for the same job to do the exact same thing that I'm doing to
Mm-hmm.
work the exact same way I'm working.
Right.
But they fall short or they don't care. And you end up, and your boss automatically notices that you can handle this, you can handle that. And then all of a sudden you get the brunt of the work.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I hate when bosses say, well, so and so, she ain't going to do that.
Right.
Why is she working here then?
We have the same job description. Like, no, it's an
Why should I
equal.
continually have to do more or pick up her slack?
Right.
Or why should I expect the company to give me what I'm giving them?
Hmm.
Let's
You
talk
know,
about that. So you two took a leap of faith. I don't know if was it the summer that
August.
August.
You
August.
mean moving to Texas or with our job?
We're not gonna start with Texas.
Oh.
We'll that a little bit later, but more
Okay.
so with your jobs, just your experience when you knew that's it, I'm out of here.
Well, it was when we first got here, of course, it's hard to find a job when we got here, which I felt like was a little crazy because we both had I would say good to
Great work
yeah, we
experience
had
and
great work experience and
great.
good resumes. So when we couldn't find someone here, I mean find something here, it was kind of I wouldn't say depressing, but it was kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
It just kind of it killed your spirit a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
From working so much and even making a certain amount of money to moving to a new state and then for almost 3 months not finding work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you kind of go into panic mode a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
so that you kind of take whatever comes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
then,
we made ends meet by doing the little things that we could, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So when we finally found um
like,
the job here,
actual,
we actually worked at the same place
Uh-huh.
for almost a year.
yeah,
Yeah, almost a year. Worked at the same place, and we left August 7th.
just
Yeah, I
about
think August
that week.
7th. So it's today makes like 4 months and a week now. A little, yeah, about 4 months. And
It was,
when it was getting closer to that time, because we didn't know exactly when we were gonna leave, but in the meantime, when we were kind of thinking about leaving, like we need to go into entrepreneurship and do something for ourselves that we can kind of have that freedom, not just financially, but you know, be able to do the things you want to do and not have to clock into someone else's time clock. So maybe what 3 months prior, I think, um, we started working on
trying
trying to work on trying to start a business.
Okay,
but
let me stop you there. So you were trying to start working on a business because I know we're going to talk about the weed of the sea, and I know
Right.
that the two of you have a lot in you that I just know we won't even be able to dive into tonight. But what made you all start there? Like, because a lot of people don't really know. And we'll get to that, like the benefits of CMOS. But outside of you all wanting to work for yourself, what made you want to go in that particular direction with entrepreneurship?
Well, I don't want to take away from what we're talking about now, but to kind of backtrack just a little bit to give people an insight of what we're going into now. Like when we moved here, of course, our both of our families helped us tremendously to get to where we are, to keep us afloat until we found a job. We also, when we moved here, of course, we met you, which you're amazing. And then God also put another couple in our lives that has helped us tremendously. So we've always wanted to be entrepreneurs. It was either we,
I think one of the problems about when you come to a new place, you haven't worked for months, you find a job,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, okay, I have a job, I actually have a steady paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
I can make overtime, I can make more money, I can do this or that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you think, even though, and I'm sure this is a lot of people, you're fed up at your job. You don't like the job, but a lot of people want that security.
right,
Right.
So now it's like that's why it kind of took us a while to stop.
right,
Because it's like, okay, well, I know what I just came from. I know what I just went through trying to find a job. No one wants to go back to, will I not have a paycheck? Will this not work out? What am I going to do?
right,
Am I not going to pay my bills again? No one wants to go back to that.
Right.
So the first thing is in your head is, do I want to start this business? Can I leave my job and start this business? You doubt yourself so much.
right. But then at the same time, it's just like you putting God in a box.
Yes.
Not step out on faith, and not saying we've
Because
tried it before and it just didn't work at that time frame. I just feel like it just wasn't time to start entrepreneurship then. But when we moved here, and a lot of people, when they try to do entrepreneurship, they either working or they're not working, or sometimes they don't have the funds to
it's hard
start.
to self-fund a business.
Right.
Mhm.
Depending on what type of business it is.
Yes.
Especially in the day and age that you're in, and with people trying to make ends meet every day, with people living paycheck to paycheck, which is the reality of it for a lot of us.
Yeah.
And bills increasing, just life in general. So it's just it's hard to just fund a business, let alone just start a business and do what you want to do. You can, or even say, well, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. But you really may be able to start one product, if anything, that I can put away a little money to start this or that. But to create an LLC, all of those things.
Right.
It's
It takes time and money.
effort, building a website, things of that nature.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like we kind of knew that of course, we always wanted to be entrepreneurs, but we just knew that that job wasn't for us. And I don't think, not just that job, just working for someone else in general,
Yeah.
just is not for us. So we started to work little by little. We would, every day after work, we would spend hours working and creating content for the business until we actually were able to launch and get products. So it takes time, but if you don't do anything, you're not going to
And
get anywhere.
just to touch back on being able to leave the job, I think sometimes a lot of people have to know when the Lord is talking to you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it came to the point where maybe for the last 2 months, I got headaches every day.
Yes.
I mean, migraines.
Like,
I will
no
be
joke.
perfect at home.
Yes.
Wake up with spunk, maybe go to the gym, have
Mm-hmm.
my smoothie, this and that, perfect.
Uh-huh.
As soon as I drive into the parking
Like,
lot,
as soon
my
as
head
you
is
get on
pounding,
property.
like I'm about to pass out. Like I couldn't
Yes.
take it anymore.
And as soon as he leaves, it's just gone.
As soon as I walk through the door to come back home, I'm perfect again.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a very nice person. People like I get along with people great,
Yeah.
but also felt like my demeanor changing.
Right.
Wanting to sometimes you just want to tell somebody something.
Yes, but the
Or
type of
if the next person says something to you,
you gonna get it.
and it's just like it's changing you.
Yes, and we didn't like that. And I mean, like every day for the last 3 months we were there,
It
like
was miserable.
we were changing who we are. And to the point where we come home from work, all we're talking about is work when we come home. Like this will happen, this happened, this happened, and it's just like,
Next thing
no,
you
I
know,
don't want this.
It's 9, 10 o'clock, and you're like, I gotta get ready for bed
Right.
to go back to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was just slowly pushing this out.
Just
Like
kept telling
it's
us.
time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. So when are you going to listen? It's time to go. So we finally decided to leave, and 4 months later, we have everything we need, and we're taken care of, and we haven't had any issues, and we're not going to have any issues because we're faithful in doing the things that we need to do. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that. We're rich. We can buy anything we want. No, that comes little by little.
Right.
But we're happy in the sense that we don't have to go to a job that you're just miserable at.
Yes.
I don't mind working 15, 20 hours on the Wheel of the Sea and building our own, but it's no way I can go back to working 15 to 20 hours for someone else
that don't even care for you. If something happens to you, no matter how good of a worker you are, if something happens to you, they'll replace you in a couple days.
Or
don't even say, hey, what can we do to make you stay? Nothing.
You can work 3 months overtime straight to cover someone, and the one day you ask for a day off, they look at you like you're crazy.
Or you make a mistake, and it's just like, well, geez, I'm giving you all my time.
So
a number of people are saying that you all are helping them, and you are, because here's the thing. I know we said we would go back, talk about that maybe a little later, and we know how our conversations can go on for hours.
Yes.
But when you were saying you had to do little things, people don't know that you all were doing Uber Eats.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And it was, it's crazy. Now, I wouldn't say it sounds crazy because a lot of people do it for extra income, and it really is really good income. Like you could make it.
Latoya, do you want us to get into the bike?
Okay, so since you mentioned Uber Eats, when we first got here and we were looking for a job, I'm talking about on Indeed and other job search engines for hours. We finally know. First, it was this place in Texas called Favor. It's like Uber Eats, but it's only Texas based. Like it's called Favor. And then one day I was picking up something for Favor for a customer, and the guy, he was like, well, yeah, I do both of them, but you could do Uber Eats. And I was like, well, at that point, we didn't register our cars in Texas yet. So we couldn't actually use Uber Eats until we changed over our registration.
Okay.
So the guy was like, just put you on a bike. It's like, they nobody checking.
Yeah, you could just use a bicycle.
Right.
And they'll give you quicker routes.
Right.
That you can ride to within 5 to 10 minutes.
Right. So
versus driving 10 to 15 minutes.
So you get more orders on a bike than I think in a car, because everybody using their car. So one time I was dropping off this lady's food, and she was outside. I could see her outside on the corner because she texted me and told me where she would be. So I pull up and she's looking, and I'm like, "Where her food?" And she's still looking around because she expected me to be on a bike. And she was like, "You got her really quick." And I was
Your legs must have been moving. So you must have strong legs. You got
Right.
here fast.
And I said, "No, I'm in the car." I said, "They wouldn't let me register my car, so I put them on a bike."
And it was
So-
just, and I think Uber kind of catch on after
Yeah.
a while. Because they said, you guys deliver deliveries too fast.
Yeah, they emailed us and said, what did they say? You're going too fast? Like,
Yeah.
when you're on the app, it says you're going too fast because a bike, you would go like maybe 15 miles, 10 to 15 miles an hour.
But the thing is, you guys had, what you all are telling people that are listening is that there are building blocks to entrepreneurship.
Yes.
You know, and you did what you had to do, but at the same token, you were sensitive to the Spirit of God letting you know when it was time to move on. Because I believe that a lot of people are stuck in, I got to do what I got to do. Goes back to what you said in the beginning, Anthony, about, you know, we have these bills. People want that security. We all want to be secure. Y'all know I know. And and people will probably find out, you know, I think we have enough time to even talk about how we met. We met at a job, which we all. Karina, you want to talk about that one first?
So me and Anthony were both looking on Indeed, and at this point, no one was responding. No emails, anything.
If you would have called me to shovel mud or poop, I probably would have did it.
Right.
Because it was, I couldn't fathom it. I couldn't understand how I cannot get a job
with the credentials we have.
The things we've
so
done
even like a cashier position, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? Like, seriously, not even an email saying, you know, come in for an interview. Nothing, no emails, no callbacks. So when we found this position on Indeed, I was like, okay, we like kids. It seems it's only like a 2-day gig, but it's, you know, it's something that we can do. So, and then that's another business that we want to get into, is something with kids.
It's called Corporate Kids.
Yeah, it's called Corporate Kids.
That we found on Indeed.
So we applied. Within a couple hours, you got an email. And me and Anthony looking at each other like, this is a joke, right? This is like, we did like over 50 plus applications.
Right.
And you can tell me these people emailed back in a couple hours.
I said,
this can't be real.
So we were so like in shock that we was like, better hurry up and do this background check and do all of this information that they need before they change their mind.
That they responded too quickly and repulled it.
Right. So, and then that's where we met you, and then that's where we met the other couple that we're connected with. That has become our extended family, just like you. And, you know, we've been connected ever since. And that was last year. So sometime, was it last year?
Yeah.
Last year around this time. Last year, August maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Last year around this time.
Yeah. But even taking that job and walking into the building,
right?
And we were like, "Is this for real still?"
Yeah,
because it was at the Gaylord.
It was at the Gaylord Hotel, which is a
hotel,
really nice hotel in Grapevine.
We just still couldn't believe it. Like, you know, it just still didn't seem possible. I mean, of course, it was just a 2-day job,
right? But
it just still felt too good to be true, and we weren't even going to stay.
No, we weren't, because the first day, because when you go there, of course, the Corporate Kids is like, it's an event for kids that have different disorders. So the first event that we did was hemophilia, which is kids that have a bleeding disorder. And the kids look normal. You would never tell they had a disorder because it's like internal bleeding, or they can't play sports and stuff like that. And we chose teenagers. And that day, you know, there was really no teenagers to watch. But the couple that we met, they kept us on because they know we needed it, and it was just something that they seen in us
to tell us to stay, because he could have easily just told us, "You guys go home," and then we wouldn't have got paid for the job, and it just would have been a bust, But there we met you, Latoya.
Yeah, but we met Latoya on the last day. So the first,
on the
second
we seen her on the first day.
we seen her on the first day. She was in the back. It's like, it's time for me to go, right, Latoya?
The truth be told, I thought it was a joke as well. And I was getting ready to leave. And out of all of those people in the room, I really remember the two of you. Karina, you had a hat on your head.
I probably did, yeah.
And so our youth is something how we don't realize how we can stand out to others.
Yeah.
But you stood out. And it was on the last day where my room went from like maybe 12 people down to 4, and I was one of the 4 that was able to stay on, and I was getting ready to leave. And though the site managers encouraged us to, oh wow, and he's on here. Darren said hi.
Hi, Darren. Hey, Jeanette.
Hi. And so he like, I was on my way out that door, and he was like, let me talk to you all. And, you know,
Yep,
he
that's how he does.
Yeah, he said, let me talk to you all. And a 5-minute conversation
Turned into
almost
hours.
an hour or two
And
of conversation.
I was ready to go because y'all knew at that time you all were doing Uber Eats, but I was driving Lyft, and I had to have so many hours rides in a week because the car wasn't mine, right? So we had all of that going on, and then we ended up going out to eat. They took us out to eat, and we just end up talking. And I'm telling everyone this because this is still your journey into entrepreneurship.
Right.
People want to be comfortable during this process. And I'm here to tell anybody that's watching that may watch later, this is not about comfort, because there were times when, look, we telling on each other, right? So I'm telling myself, because y'all done already told on y'all, when I had to have y'all like do rides for me.
Yes.
So get my numbers in.
So she was in a whole nother city. And she would pick us up in a whole nother city, and no one knew it. Just to complete your rides, to have enough amount of rides to complete
or even
the car.
She would come down by our
Oh yeah, she would come down to take us from a gas station to
Kroger,
right, which is like a 2-minute ride.
But you know, we had to. We were willing to help. We understood the process.
Yeah. And even when I would stop at you all at your house, and I remember this one particular time, I think we were all just at a place of, God, we need you to move, and we need you to move now. And I was ready to be like, throw up the deuces. Out of here. It was too much. I was just like, when will I get the break? And I believe wholeheartedly just where I am right now in life. And we're not exactly where we want to be, but we know that we're a lot further.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
From all of us taking that leap of faith to move to Texas. None of us were Texans. But that's where we met. We thought the job was bogus. I really did.
Yes, we did.
Anyway, but it was, I'm so glad you were on, Darren. It was Darren's testimony that made me.
Yes. Kept us there.
Yeah. He gave the testimony. I was kind of like, oh, this isn't a shisty business, because I really thought it was something shisty. I'm not even gonna kid you. I just looked at the whole room and I was just like, this don't even look right. But it was his testimony that made me stay. And this is there are other people that are on here that are thinking about entrepreneurship. And for me, let me tell you what was key for us. I am really big on the people that you surround yourself with. We supported each other.
Yes.
Like, you would not believe, and encouraged each other. Like, we knew that we were on the right path, although it didn't feel like we were on the right path.
Right.
So,
I agree.
You know, go on, Anthony.
You really need to have that support system around you.
And like-minded
because
people.
And also like-minded, because mind you, as you said, none of us are from Texas.
No family here.
No family here.
My closest family is in Austin, which is like 3.5 hours.
And it's funny, us being from Miami, Latoya being from Milwaukee, even Darren and his wife and his family being from California. None of us are from Texas. Everybody moved here around the same time. Just God brought us all together.
Yeah, and just met each other.
And we've had that support system within each other ever since that day. And we've encouraged each other ever since that day. With Latoya, I mean, you know how much times we all wanted to give up. Or you and us talking to you talking to us, or talking to Darren and his wife and them talking to us. And, you know, we all supported each other very well. And of course our families as well. Yeah. But I mean, you know, our families aren't here with us.
Right.
So we're leaning on each other in a sense.
Right. And it's funny because, you know, how many times when you come over and we talk, and sometimes you don't see your own potential, but until someone actually says it or tells you. It's like how many times when you told me about Women's Champion, that same night you stayed over. What we did a photo shoot for your picture for Women's Champ. And I had everything you needed. And you've been talking about a photo shoot forever.
I want to tell everybody this real quick, because again, this is pretty emotional for me, because you are one of the few people that were able to see those dark moments. And I can't go there with everybody. Like there are people that I love that I talk to on the phone, but they didn't see me in the dark moment. And I had known you all long, and I think it was like a holiday. It was something. It might have been the 4th. I think it was around that time.
Yeah.
And I went over there. We were just like, we'll just hang out, because we didn't have any family, right? But we became family. I had on ripped jeans, a t-shirt. My hair wasn't done like a photo shoot. I had been talking about how I had my page made, but I never made a photo for Women's Champ. Never made it. And so Karina's like, why do makeup? We aren't even the same complexion. So she does my face, and then because Anthony was like, Karina has how you start talking, Anthony.
Yes.
Karina has that. Karina has this. Everything you asked for, Latoya said, we didn't have this. I didn't have that.
Karina has the camera. And then we're getting ready to take the picture. Karina and I are not the same size. I threw on one of her sweaters. People didn't know it. Karina threw on one of her wigs.
It's probably this one I got on.
Oh, get out of here. If you go to my Women's Champ page, that's the wig I was wearing. Wow. Yep. And then we're getting ready to take the picture, and Karina goes, wait, I have boxing gloves.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it. And we didn't take more than 4 minutes, because I don't like pictures. Like,
it was like pictures like, this is the one.
I made my move. Yeah. And you were like, that's the money shot. You edited, and that was it. And I'm saying all of this to everyone. My friend Toya, she's a phenomenal woman, Pink Savvy. Please follow her on social media as well. But like she said, divine connection. And that's why it's important for us to strike when God is telling us to strike. I left. We all were willing to give up something in order to gain. And if people are not ready to suffer, then you don't want entrepreneurship.
Right.
Period. So while I'm there, I'm going to pause, because I'm going to give you a little time to breathe. Look, you all are doing great. I'm going to bust you out, Karina. Karina was so nervous, y'all. I said, girl, we just going to start talking, and it's going to be fine. And you guys are doing wonderful. And I want to say hi and thank you to those of you that are tuning in. At the bottom, you see, we want you to follow Women's Champ and even RETV. For those of you that are watching, this platform was created by a man that took a leap of faith. And he's watching. Tyron, it's my cousin. He and my cousin Nicole, they are working hard to get content out, you all, that will inspire, educate, as well as entertain. And I believe with this conversation, that's what's going on, because your story is inspiring others to do whatever they need to do to get it done. But when we say that don't mean that you stay somewhere longer than you should, because your body was telling you it was time to roll out.
It really was.
You were getting those headaches, and then when you start changing negatively, and we have to be able to go scared, trembling. I say that often. We got to be willing to do that, because if you're not willing to do that, then you are not ready to have a life that's changed. And I know for me, I couldn't be around people that weren't willing to take those risks. You all are those people. And that's why we could connect on a level like no other, when you don't know where your next is going to come from.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not ready to do that, you really might not be ready for entrepreneurship, because if you're waiting on it to be all peachy, you're waiting until kingdom comes. So I put up your website, The Weed of the Sea.
Yes.
Tell everybody what The Weed of the Sea is all about.
So The Weed of the Sea is a health and wellness business and website. And it's catered to, I know it's like the next health wave. So it's about sea moss. Okay. So a lot of people are starting to be more educated and more I guess, into sea moss now. And I feel like it's something that's going to be here to stay because sea moss contains most of the minerals and nutrients that our bodies need. And there's different strands and different species of sea moss. Like there's like the gold sea moss that comes from more warmer Caribbean waters. And then you have like the purple, more leafy sea moss, right, which is actual Irish moss that come from colder waters like Ireland or Canada. And then you have other like bladderwrack and dulce. It's a lot of different mosses and algae out there that are really good for you. So we have the gold sea moss that's from St. Lucia, and we also now carry the purple sea moss, which is the Irish moss, also known as Chondrus crispus, and then we also offer bladderwrack. It's more brown and greenish in color.
And you get the green color from the chlorophyll.
Right.
You know, they each do something.
Right. So of course the purple contains a particular antioxidant that the gold one doesn't. Just like when you have like different types of vegetables, some are green and some are purple, like the red and purple cabbage. It's like they're both good for you. And they just do different things in your body.
Can you all expound on that? Because Nicole asked, how is sea moss used?
So we sell it in dry form. So in dry form, you would get the dry form if you wanted to make your own sea moss. So how you would make the gel. So you consume sea moss in gel form. You would take the dry sea moss, wash it, clean it, soak it in either natural spring water or natural alkaline spring water, and you leave it soaking for about 16 to 24 hours. And then it starts to kind of become kind of gelatinous, and then it expands like almost 10 times the size of when it is dried. So once it's ready to be blended, you just take the sea moss, put it in your blender, add that same water that you soaked it with, and then you just blend it till it's like a really smooth gel-like consistency.
It's kind of like, it looks like applesauce.
Right.
After you gel it.
Okay.
So you just store it in your fridge and you use that. It lasts in the fridge for about 14 to 20 days. We usually tell people to use it within 14 days. Like we sell it also in gel form too. But if people don't want gel form, go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to take, everyone's busy in this world. A lot of people don't want to take the time to soak it for 16 to 24 hours. A lot of people say, well, I tried to gel it and it's only it was kind of crunchy, or it was too watery, or it didn't come out the way I wanted. So we also do sell the gel for the people that prefer not to have the dry form. But we use the gel every day. We literally make smoothies or smoothie bowls every day. You can mix it with different fruits or however you like. You can use it with the juice, or you can use it with milk.
So I wouldn't. Yeah, we try to stay away from dairy because dairy causes mucus, and then when you have mucus in your body, that's how
mucus is the number one killer.
Right. That's how diseases thrive in your body is with mucus. So the sea moss has so many benefits. Like it removes mucus from the body. So definitely wouldn't want to mix it with milk unless it's like a plant-based milk. So it removes mucus from the body. It helps with energy and stamina, balances hormones, helps with your thyroid,
helps with digestion.
Right.
It creates a healthy bowel, creates collagen. It helps promote strong bones. It also it helps to regrow the connective tissue in your bones.
Okay.
So it has an array of different things, and your body is made up of 102 minerals. Sea moss has 92 of the minerals that your body is made of.
Okay.
So you really want sea moss because a lot of people think you need protein. Protein is a man-made substance. So your body, I don't want to say your body doesn't need protein, but your body needs minerals.
Right.
Because you're feeding your body what it's made of. So.
And any protein that you are getting from your food, like if you eat meat, because we still eat meat and we're trying to slowly transition back to being vegan or more plant-based. Okay. So people say, oh, I need meat to have protein, but any protein you get it's a secondhand protein that you're getting from the meat that you are eating.
It's not a natural source
like
of protein.
Poultry or beef or whatever. So that's where your protein is coming from. It's a secondhand protein that the cows or the chickens may eat grains or grass. That's where they're getting their protein. So that's the protein that you're getting from the meat that you eat.
But your body literally needs the minerals that it's made up of. So another thing is people take these vitamins every day or these supplements, and they say, well, some people can be iron deficient. Some people, I don't have enough magnesium in my body, and they get headaches. I used to suffer from headaches, and I would take magnesium pills. Some people just don't get enough vitamin D, or just different things in general. But the sea moss has all of those minerals that your body needs, so you don't need to take a pill,
for everything.
5 pills a day for iron, for magnesium, for this or that. Sea moss has those minerals in it.
Right.
Let me
And
ask you I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What have you all noticed for yourselves? Like, what difference in your body since you've been taking it? What have you noticed differently for you since you've been on the sea moss?
I think for me personally, the two things that I notice is my energy levels, because like we said that we're trying to go back to being vegan. So I've slacked off, especially starting a business. That's another thing. You really have to make time.
Yes.
So our working out have slacked off a little bit. I won't lie. And when you're not eating well, when you're not working out, and you're always busy, you tend to lose energy.
Yep.
But we can go to sleep at almost 5 a.m. and we've done this many times. Wake up at 8:30 and go the whole day.
Just from a sea moss smoothie.
Just a sea moss smoothie in the morning. And
you
literally
guys are telling people not to get proper rest. For those that are watching,
yeah, we're just saying, if you are in that predicament at time,
they slept for 3.5 hours and they were able to just keep going. No, we need that balance. We need our sleep.
Yes, you do. We don't encourage no sleep. But it's just in the cases where we have those long nights of working, or we have those long nights of where we have a show the next day, a sea moss show that we're doing, or a pop-up shop, and we have to make all our we make our products fresh to order. So we're literally making it the night before. So we're up. We're up till 5 a.m. doing that, and literally a sea moss smoothie can get me through the day.
Right. And I also want to say this too, like people, I'm sure people are starting to do more research for themselves. But our bodies are alkaline, or supposed to be alkaline. So most of the foods that we eat are acidic if they're not plant-based, or like fruits and veggies. Like all meat is acidic, dairy, all animal byproducts and stuff like that. So we need to put more alkaline stuff in our body to keep our bodies alkaline, to stay away, or to keep our bodies clean and disease free and all that stuff. When our bodies are alkaline, right? So when our bodies are alkaline, disease can't thrive in your body.
So I know that talking to the two of you, you guys, I know it's kind of like a tennis match.
So Anthony's gonna go get some of the products so he can
so while you're doing that, Tyron did have a question.
Sure.
He wants to know what made you decide to go into the sea moss natural health world.
Well, we do a lot of research, and one of the people that we follow, the person that we follow, is Dr. Sebe. I'm sure a lot of people know about Dr. Sebe. He's cured a lot of people from the things that I feel like in this world should already have cures for, like whether it's cancer or HIV and stuff like that. And he did all of that through being from plants and natural herbs and healing and stuff like that. So that kind of made us take a look at sea moss, because he's talked about sea moss a lot as being one of the best things that you can take for your body, because it kind of has everything that you need. So we kind of started to branch into that field, and I feel like we needed to get our people, or get them more knowledge to heal themselves.
Yes.
Right.
What was the question?
No, someone asked her, how do we get into the sea moss field? And I was telling them about Dr. Sebe and all the research that he's done.
Well, yeah, I think because a lot of our people don't know about it. Like we've heard about it, but we didn't know too much about it. And the main point of the Weed of the Sea is, like she said, to get everyone knowledgeable,
right?
And how to heal your body. There's a lot of sickness going around. I mean, there's COVID-19, there's there's
flu,
flu, there's
common colds.
and a lot of people's immunity levels are down.
Right.
You know, you need to be able to build up your immunity so that you can survive in this world now, just honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main reason for the weed of the sea.
And there's a lot of people that still don't know about sea moss, which is, I think, is such an amazing product that you should be taking every single day. And like there's a few of our customers, like one in particular, she's a retired police officer and she's been on the force for like 30 years, more than 30 years. And she started taking sea moss. So she's been taking it at the time when she got the results back from her physical. She had taken it for almost a month and her bad cholesterol dropped 56 points. Her thyroid levels back to normal. Her blood work was normal.
Wow.
And her doctor was so happy. He was basically telling her, like, whatever you're doing, continue to do because you've never had a physical this good.
This is one of the best physicals you've ever had.
Right.
So I think for a lot of people, you're going to see differences in your body.
Right.
For, you know, I can say my energy levels are up. Or someone who's dealing with a thyroid issue can say, okay, my thyroid is in check, or my bad cholesterol went down. Someone who may have trouble using the restroom say, oh, my digestion is better. Everyone's body is different. So I can't speak for what it can do for your body versus or what it can do for Karina's body.
Like for me, like I have an issue with mucus. Oh my gosh. Like I'm constantly like, especially when I wake up in the morning, and I feel like that's another way your body telling you is trying to detox in the morning. Like you constantly spitting, or I mean, we don't drink milk. We don't really eat dairy. The only dairy I consume, which is not that often, is cheese. I love cheese, like absolutely love cheese. But I don't eat it every day. But as soon as I eat cheese, it's just like an automatic. I'm ready to spit.
And that's another thing with the sea moss.
Yeah, it does. It removes
the mucus from her body. So I don't have that issue. So I can't say it does that for me. So we just want people to know what it might do for me. It may not do for you, but it's going to do something for you. Whatever you're lacking in your body, that's what you're going to see that difference.
Right.
Because your body, whatever minerals you're lacking, like I said, how some people are iron deficient, some people get headaches from magnesium, some people spit. You know, with the mucus, you know, whatever you're dealing with, it's most likely going to start to correct that.
Right. And one of our customers, and I met her from the job we used to work at, and she so I work on the downstairs. I used to work on the first level, and one of my coworkers, I was telling him about sea moss, and because it seemed like something that he would be interested in, so I told him about it, and then he was like, "Oh, Paulette is, you know, she was asking me about sea moss, where to get it from." I said, "Oh, Paulette, let me go talk to Paulette." So Paulette tried it. Within 2 weeks, she came downstairs. She was like, "Girl, I gotta hide my sea moss. My husband out here cutting the grass, painting the walls, doing this, doing that.
He think he young.
He think he's Superman."
He want to do everything under the sun.
So she restocks like every 2 to 3 weeks, and now she starts to buy the bigger bottle, and she said she can't get enough of it. So
and she said
go ahead.
She said that she tried someone else's sea moss.
Not to down anybody else's business.
You know, but upon trying ours, she said you can taste the difference.
Yeah, because another thing that a lot of people need to know about sea moss, there is a lot of fake sea moss out there. And by fake, I mean it's pool grown. Like people salt pools and try to grow it in pools opposed to growing it in the ocean, which is supposed to be growing. So fake sea moss or pool grown sea moss, it's thicker, it's darker, it's like crusted with salt. And it doesn't have the benefits as wild harvested sea moss.
Because it's not per se natural. Because what they're doing is they're taking one piece of sea moss that actually came
from the ocean,
from maybe St. Lucia or Jamaica or one of those places, and they just brought it to a regular salted pool. And of course, when it gets back, as it gets in the water, it's going to start to regrow with the sunlight. The sunlight, once you leave it in there, it's going to eventually start to grow again. So essentially you're making sea moss, but it's not the same water. It's not on the rocks that has the minerals that it came from.
Right.
You know, you're just making something in salt in a pool. It's not the same minerals. It doesn't have the same content. So some people say, "Oh, I've tried it before.
It don't taste good. It tastes salty. It should not taste." Go ahead.
Sorry. Or they say we've tasted it and I didn't feel a difference in my body. I've not really met one person that tried our sea moss that hasn't said they haven't felt some difference in their body.
And if you check our reviews on the website, all 5 reviews across the board.
All 5-star reviews,
yeah, with everybody has already, like, one girl, she has sinuses, and she always has sinuses, but she made a sea moss smoothie, and she said she was having sinus issues the whole week. She drank one smoothie that day, and she said they're like immediately gone. My sinuses are immediately gone. So it just depends on the person, I guess.
Yeah, it just depends on your body.
Wow. That is so amazing. Like, I can tell from the audience's comments that this is such great content.
Thank you.
Yes, and I'm just appreciative that I am able to have the platform to have you all on to talk about it. So while I'm here, for those of you that are watching, if you have not already done so, please go to, because you all are the Weed of the Sea on Instagram, correct?
Yes, and on Facebook.
And on Facebook.
And on Facebook. But also, we are able to bring you this information, and I'll let you show that in a minute so they can see what it looks like. We are able to be on tonight because somebody saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And remember, I'm going to go back to how those small steps that we don't think that are major are leading us to where we want to be. And so the pandemic caused me to do an Instagram live. And some of you have heard this, but some people don't know that are watching. I just want to encourage them with this. I decided to do an Instagram live with some women because I was having different conversations with them. And everybody was doing different things. One of my friends increased her prayer life. Another one of my friends, wanted to spend more time on her skincare. My daughter started a journaling series. My cousin, decided to focus more like on her business because she does mental health. To put her information on there because mental health is so important. I want everybody to realize that. Her name is Lauren of Comprehensive Wellness Milwaukee, because when you are when you're fighting to have a business, you're going to need that balance. And so there's nothing wrong with us being able to talk to others. But me doing that show caused my cousin Ty to encourage me to do a women's champ show. I was just doing an Instagram live one time. That was it. Y'all know I do not like to be on social media like that. And he was like, I think, you could do a great, do a show. And so this is giving me an opportunity to promote what others are doing. And we know that with social media, even if you put something up there, people aren't going to see everything on your timeline. We know the algorithm causes us to just kind of see the same people's stuff. So for those of you that are watching, please follow RETV. Please follow the Weed of the Sea, and not just follow them, but I know even for myself, that's something that I know I want to be more conscious of and taking care of myself, because for me, I know I need to sleep. Thank you, Ty, for pointing that out to the world that Latoya does not sleep. But I look forward to being able to be one of your testimonies on there. Okay, so I did a show for an hour and somebody saw it and said, hey, why don't you try doing an actual show, right? So for those of you that are watching, it's time for us to strike. We got to start making those moves. And look at you now, Toya. Thank you, Tyron. Thank you so much. It's so encouraging. So while we are there, for those of you, again, please follow Relationship Entertainment Television on YouTube. Please subscribe. We are really trying to build our subscribers up. We used to be on Facebook, but Ty know he's trying to encourage me to stay over here with YouTube. So we're really trying to get our viewership up here. So if you're watching, please subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television page. So show us, what will you expect to be receiving?
Okay, so this is what the gold sea moss looks like. I don't know if you guys can see that.
It's just a little bit. Turn it around without the sticker.
Huh?
Turn it around. Is the sticker on the back?
Oh yeah, there's sticker on the back too.
Okay.
So, but it looks like this.
Okay, let me see.
So this is in dry form. So at this point, you can buy it like this, and you just have to make the gel yourself. So it comes with instructions. Yes, there's no, like, real sea moss has almost little to no salt on it. As you can see, you don't see like any particles of salt or anything like that. But this is dry form. It comes with instructions if you wanted to make your own gel, which a lot of people do. It's super simple. Or you can buy it in gel form. We do sell the gel form. Okay. So this is the purple Irish moss.
The one we get that from
This is directly from Ireland. You can't really see it that well.
And this is what is actually called Irish moss.
Yeah, a lot of people confuse the two. So a lot of people call the gold one Irish moss, and I feel like a lot of people in the islands, because even growing up, like all my family's from Jamaica, all his family's from Trinidad. Growing up, that's what they called the Irish moss, and that's not the real Irish moss. Irish moss was from Ireland or colder water. So that's the real Irish moss. The gold one is the one you typically find in the Caribbean, but that gold one also comes in purple and green with chlorophyll and the other antioxidants in the purple one too. So then we also have bladderwrack, which is like a greenish brown color.
Okay.
So you can just the same way how you would do the gold sea moss, you wash it, clean it, soak it.
Fact about the bladderwrack: when you mix, bladderwrack has its own set of minerals as well. So when you mix the bladderwrack and you mix the sea moss, you get the full 102 that's for your body.
The full 102 minerals.
The full 102 minerals, yes.
Right. So, and then we also do capsules, which is a Moss Plus, which is a mineral powerhouse. So in this has the purple Irish moss, bladderwrack, and burdock root in the pill form. So this comes.
All three are in there.
Yeah, all three is in one capsule.
And this is a 30-day
30-day supply. So 60 vegan
60 capsules. Take 2 a day.
Yeah, you take 2 a day.
And that's basically so that, like I said, it's a lot of people who don't want to take the time to make their own gel.
There's gel in the fridge if you want to get it.
And there's a lot of people who even don't like smoothies and want to take 2 tablespoons and put in a smoothie, or just simply take. We have the pills as well for them.
Okay, so I know we had a few questions, but I want to ask you all this real quick. So with the capsules, you're getting everything that you would get even if you made it yourself.
Yes. Right. So some people, don't even want to take the gel, even though it tastes like the tasteless applesauce. It really does. It's the kind of taste that you get used to. It doesn't really taste like anything, but when you put it in something, when you put it in a smoothie, you taste nothing. You don't even notice that the sea moss is there. It takes the taste of whatever you put it in.
Okay.
So we do 2 different gels. We do the plain gel, which is just the gold sea moss and the alkaline spring water. And then we also do the sea moss elderberry gel, which is infused with organic elderberry. And we also sell organic elderberry too, which is this.
Okay.
So if you wanted to make your own, if you wanted to buy the dry sea moss and make your own gel, you can make your own elderberry sea moss gel, or you can make your own elderberry syrup or elixir, which we do sell elderberry elixir too. It's all organic.
Just tell them about the immunity.
So the elderberry, of course, is good for your immune system. It helps with cold and flu symptoms. Also great for COVID. It combats damaged cells. It also helps remove mucus from the body. It's good for your heart as well. So the gel, so our plain gel looks like this.
Okay. So
this is the 16 ounce. And we also sell this in a 32 ounce.
Okay.
This is the elderberry gel. It's really a dark purple. Now, I also want to say, not down anyone else's sea moss, but most of the time when you see other people's sea moss gel infused with elderberry, it's so pale, which means that they don't put enough elderberry in their gel. Like this is so dark purple.
Okay.
That we infuse it with a lot of elderberry. And this also comes in a 32 ounce.
We make sure you get your money's worth.
Right. So, and then we also sell, like, this is a 16 ounce. So we sell a duo pack, which is you get 1 8-ounce plain and 1 8-ounce elderberry together in one, because a lot of people can't choose between the both.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have an elderberry elixir. So in this is all organic. It's 16 fluid ounces. So this is our version of elderberry syrup. When you go to the store like Whole Foods or places like that sells the organic elderberry syrup, for one, you mostly only get an elderberry or maybe elderberry and echinacea in the syrup itself. And 4 ounces is going to run you anywhere from $15 to $20.
Mm-hmm.
8 ounce. So this is 16 ounces. And it's only $35.99, but it contains elderberry, echinacea, rosehip, ginger, cinnamon, cloves, key limes, agave, and sea moss.
Okay.
So we also have this as well. And then also sea moss is good topically too. It's good for your skin. You can use a lot of people use the plain gel, and you could just put it on your face as a mask. You can
Okay.
leave it on until it kind of dries out and wash it off. And your skin feels so smooth. It helps with fine lines and wrinkles. We also have
because of the collagen.
yeah, because of the collagen and the minerals and the sea moss.
It
We also
plumps your skin.
right, and we also
Anthony,
have body scrub.
tell Anthony come back over.
Oh, sorry. I thought I would.
So we also have sea moss body scrubs too. So we
Oh.
have the original, which is the grapefruit mango.
Yeah,
Grapefruit mango. So it has shea butter, hemp seed oil, the glycerin that really helps your skin as well. And then we have the brightening one, which has a organic turmeric and organic orange oil. And then we have the detox sea moss body scrub that has activated charcoal, organic peppermint, and organic tea tree. And both are good for, all three are good for like psoriasis, eczema, and other skin conditions. We actually had someone that left a lengthy review about the body scrub and how our fiance said,
you
like,
guys
I cannot believe
ordered already.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Thank you guys. We
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
Thanks.
Yes.
But yeah, she put like a lengthy review on the body scrub, and she's begging me to make a larger size. She was like, "You have to make a larger size." She was like, "My fiance said my skin is so soft. Like I put it under my arms, and it's lightening underneath my arms, and I just can't."
It's good for dark
yeah,
spots.
it's good for dark spots and a lot of things. So it's really good for the skin. I use it like every other day.
I use it every day.
Yeah, he uses it every day.
I literally, it's like, I don't want to say it replaces lotion, but after you take your shower, like that's the last thing I put on the body scrub.
Okay.
And as you wash it off, it's literally like it's moisturizing, it's hydrating.
It's so moisturizing.
My skin feels so soft. And
yes.
She can tell you sometimes I'm not really a lotion person.
No, he sweats.
Yeah, I sweat very easily. Like I get hot easily.
Okay.
But this is the only thing that like I'm lotion or moisturized without sweating.
Right.
So I love it. I use it every day.
Right.
This, let me tell you all something. This has been such a great show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us on.
Yeah.
I knew that you all were going to do so wonderful, and we're closing in on our time. I really like to respect the time frame that I told you all. I know sometimes we can go over, but I always like to end my show with asking my guests, what are they grateful for? And I know that can take you all a while.
I know.
But whoever wants to start first, and it doesn't have to just be one thing, but think about, what are you grateful for right now?
I would say life and opportunity and family and the people that we've met to get to this point. We don't take anything for granted, and we're just grateful and humble.
If I had to say, I would say God's grace.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for God's grace, we would not be here.
Yes.
We would not have met the people we've met. We would not have started We would not be where we're at.
Or made it this far.
Yeah, or made it this far without His grace.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say God's grace. And giving us the strength to take that leap of faith.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because that's who did it. And the fact that you honor Him, honoring Him with your life, right? And we hear it, but it's a completely different ball game when you have to walk it out. Because this sounds sweet.
Yeah, and you.
It sounds sweet, but this is why I believe it's so important for us to get our story out. Because people have to know, yes, it's going to be some hard work. And that's why you need to be around people that have gone on before you that are entrepreneurs, those that are trying to start businesses. Surround yourself with those people that are going to go with you. Tyron said it. Take the leap. We have to take the leap.
I was going to say that. She stole it from me.
We have to seek wise counsel.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. You say seek wise counsel in the things that you don't know or topics you don't know about. Because how can you, if I've never done something, of course you can self-teach yourself, but why not go to someone that's successful in that field and talk to them about it and always pay it forward?
Yes.
That's what they left with me. Pay it forward. Sometimes people want to be the only guru in whatever business they're in. They don't want anyone else to have that knowledge. And the fact that you are so willing to give us this much information, because some people, like you said, have never heard of CMOS,
Mm-hmm.
don't understand the benefits of it. And some of us are living lives physically that aren't the greatest, that we don't have to live. And this is why I'm big on people walking in their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You all know we need you. I need you to know what's in my body and what's the second protein, okay? Because a lot of us don't know that. The fact
Yeah, but
that
then go ahead, Latoya. Sorry.
no, but the fact that you all know that, and you can see the passion. If you all notice, I really didn't have to ask you all many questions.
No.
When we just started talking, you all would just flow.
No,
So
but we try to learn every day because I think one thing with CMOS is you can read whatever you hear on the computer, but I think for us, it's been trying to learn more of the human body
Mm-hmm.
to know, what CMOS does for your body or
Right.
why, for example, in the chlorophyll that's in the bladder knowing what chlorophyll does, how it creates it causes the
Absorb energy from
yeah,
the light.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's learning those little things, and I didn't know much about the human body, but each day we're learning more and more.
Right. And I
Because it's just not about knowing CMOS does this, CMOS does this. You have to really know your body and how it helps your body.
and it's something natural. So I just feel like even if you don't know what it is, give it a try because people are so caught up in taking prescriptions. And I know sometimes you have to until you could transition out of taking prescription drugs, but I
You just
feel like just give it a try because maybe it will get you to the point to where you don't need to take, synthetic stuff.
synthetic things that
Mm-hmm.
may actually you're constantly having to fill this prescription. You're
Mm-hmm.
constantly having to spend money on,
mm,
and those things aren't cheap.
No, they're not.
And
no.
they're you're gonna. It feels like you're always going to be on these pills.
Mm-hmm.
Our hope is that you try our CMOS, and that within 3 weeks, a month or so, you don't have to take those pills anymore.
Right.
Or you cut down on your dosage. The doctor said you need 5 pills a day. Now maybe you just need 2 pills a day. And little by little grow. We just want everyone to be healthy.
Right now, we're not saying that it's going to treat or diagnose
Yeah.
anything because, of course, it's not evaluated by the FDA. So we don't want people to think that you could just go cold turkey and not take your medication or anything like that. But it's definitely worth trying into a healthy alternative to transition away from, modern medicine.
And that's what, and again, we've been doing some of these things because that's what we've been taught. You're
Right.
going to go grab a pill. Our country is not big on preventative care.
Exactly.
So it's all about, your blood pressure's high. Let's throw you on these pills. As opposed to some of us right now, it's a great time. Great time for us to start now. You all especially, because you haven't hit 30 yet, have you?
We are 30.
We
My
are 30.
birthday is, I'll be 31 in January.
Okay, oops. But it doesn't matter. It's okay. 30, 40, whatever. We want to feel great. If we're going to live our lives abundantly, that's not just with money, because I don't what good is the money if I can't go on the trips and feel good or walk around and have
you're too sick to enjoy the trip.
Right.
So we want to live our lives in abundance. I thank you two so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, don't hang up just yet, but we just get an opportunity to tell those of you that have stayed with the show and watched us. I appreciate you all so much. I really hope that you all support Anthony and Karina Huggins. Just fantastic couple. I'm so grateful to God that our paths crossed. These are people that are a part of my life and will be a part of my life for the duration of it. And that's just something that I know. And so I cherish that. And God had me go all the way to Texas to meet some of the most phenomenal people. And a lot of it too, you all that's watching, it's about connection.
Yes, it is.
It's
You
all
just
about
never know what someone has or
you
knows.
never know, right? And so look at where we are, and we're
Yep.
going to continue to grow. As my friend Curtis told me this year, it's only up from here. It's
I
Exactly.
agree.
only up from here. We're not
Mhm.
expecting anything else. So I love you all. Thank you to our family and our friends that have tuned in. We'll be back again next Thursday, the Women's Champ Show on YouTube. You two hold tight, and y'all can say bye because I know some of y'all people are on here as well.
Thank you for
Bye.
everyone that watched or made a purchase so far. We are truly appreciative, and we just ask that you share the health with everyone. And we just really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Thank you, Latoya.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Bye, everybody. In the
Bye.
meantime, be safe and be great.
Bye.